Brock Lesnar came back to Monday Night Raw, to WWE, faked his retirement.
Who else? Like Mark Henry? AJ Styles recently.
Ric Flair. Hey, I think I know. I think I know why Brock Lesnar did what he did at WrestleMania 42. And I don't think it has anything to do with storylines or anything. I think it has to do with business and money. Because this happened before with Brock Lesnar. When Vince McMahon stepped down, he was supposed to be on SmackDown and he left. Came back at the end of the show. I think what happened around WrestleMania 42, a lot of wrestlers were getting asked to take 50% off their deal, right? Or they were released. New Day was the biggest example of that. I think Brock Lesnar, for the dates he showed up, was asked for the same thing. And I think that's why he decided to retire WrestleMania 42 and then showed up because he knows WWE needs him more than he needs WWE.
Yes.
And I think that's what pretty much happened. I think WWE called him back today. You're a big moneymaker. We need you back. We need you against Obafemi.
So just business, eh?
Business.
So he just thought, hey, you know what? You want to screw me over for paycheck? Screw it. I'm not going to show up.
And he's so smart. He's smart because he knows the WWE needs him more than he needs the WWE. And I think that's exactly what happened here. That's why he's back. That's why he decided to do the whole thing. Because Paul Heyman didn't know, apparently, based on his response of him gouging his eyes on the side of the ring. You wouldn't need to do that if it was like an organic moment, right?
Yeah.
Paul Heyman wouldn't need to poke himself in the eyes to create this whole reaction if it was an organic moment and he actually knew it was over for Brock.
Yeah.
So I think it wasn't planned at all, and I think Brock just decided on the spot, hey, I'm going to call it quits and see if they can call my bluff. TKO's bluff.
Yeah.
In that spot. Which is smart for him.
It is smart because like if you think about his name brand, it's like it's probably the biggest. Like, if you think about it, like people know who Brock Lesnar is. People probably know who Brock Lesnar is more than Roman Reigns, probably, like, for sure. Like he's up there with John Cena and The Rock. Right?
He's probably not the same draw he was in the 2010s. He's probably not that big of a draw as he once was, like he was back then.
Yeah, sure.
But I still think he is a name brand, and I think everybody knows who he is in ESPN. He goes on Spittin' Chicklets, one of the biggest podcasts, hockey podcasts on Netflix too, and he does an interview in the hockey world, and he goes all over the place. So he's not just doing WWE stuff. It's all over the place.
He's a country boy. He does it all.
He does it all. And I think that's why WWE needs him more than he needs WWE. And that's why he ended up calling their bluff and coming back at the end of the day. Another person that's supposed to come back, has been away since WrestleMania, was Randy Orton, who they said he was away because of his injury. I think Meltzer might have said that. But he came back, called it out, said, this is BS. I'm just enjoying my summer until I come back for number 15. Which makes me think he's coming back sooner than we think. I think he's actually coming back in Clash of Paris.
In Italy.
Clash in Italy. I keep calling Clash of Paris. Clash in Italy will come back then, and I think he will take on, or he's trying to not take on, he'll interfere in the Cody Rhodes versus Gunther match.
Oh, you think he screws over Cody Rhodes?
I think that's the only way this ends up playing out, right? Other than Gunther losing clean to Cody Rhodes, that wouldn't make no sense.
What if he interferes in the match and it costs Gunther the match?
Oh, I mean, I think regardless of what happens, Randy Orton interfering makes the most sense in this match.
Yes.
He's going to show up, and maybe he just takes a few more weeks off and then comes back for SummerSlam in July or early August. Yeah. So I think Randy Orton's going to have a big summer, big part of the main event scene.
He needs to get number 15. Right? Kind of disrespectful that he hasn't gotten number 15 yet.
Especially with him saying, I'm going to be doing this forever.
Yeah.
Unlike John Cena, unlike everybody else who
The
retires.
Rock, all these guys left. He's the only one that's stuck around. He's been here for 20 plus years.
I also think Randy Orton, compared to those guys, has a lot more to prove still. Like, I think even though he's one of the greatest in-ring performers, had one of the greatest runs, he's had years there where he was just there. He wasn't really a big deal as he should have been. The fans weren't popping like they ended up popping for him in 2020 to like now. There's a point in 2010s where he was kind of on his low point, and now he wants that. I think he still wants to keep going until.
Yeah, I kind of feel like he got pushed in the backseat for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You know, like with CM Punk coming in, with Danny O'Brien, like all these guys were like, the WWE started pushing Roman Reigns.
He was getting booed heavily early 2010s for sure, and then mid 2010s he was kind of just like a secondary character, a side piece,
yeah,
or not a main character anymore, right? He's kind of just playing a part of everybody else's story. He had his moments, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. And now I think he's back to getting those moments again, where he had this whole heel run, and WWE TKO kind of tried to ruin it, but he came through and he killed it. At the end of the day, the match was fun to watch. He punted Cody Rhodes in the head. I still think he's gonna have a big summer as a heel. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be sick.
I think you could continue this whole beef and have a rematch and do it properly until WrestleMania between Cody and, like you said, like you've said multiple times, like they don't need the title to have a beef, right?
They don't.
That you could have this beef run for a whole, like at least the next 6 months.
Yeah. Until
the end of the year. Maybe finish it off in a Hell in a Cell. A classic match.
That would be fun. Hey, Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Imagine how nasty that would be. Cody Rhodes has put on great Hell in a Cell matches. I mean, one of the best ones I've seen outside of CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre one was his and Seth Rollins a few years ago. So I think the Hell in a Cell would be a great way to cap that whole rivalry off. Another rumored return is Baron Corbin. Is he the clone for Danhausen?
That'd be, you know what? I wanted the clone to be Omos, to be honest.
I wanted to be someone who's actually with the company still, who's been away for so long, who the company invests so much in. And the WWE needs another big man. They don't have this big giant of a man coming in.
They got Tall Tonga, Siraj.
They do have Tall Tonga, true. But we need somebody to go head to head with Tall Tonga because they're both on SmackDown. And this guy might be the guy. Omos might be the guy. Maybe Baron Corbin is just like a smokescreen from the WWE, sending it to these the dirt sheets, pretty much, sending it out to them and being like, hey, this is what might happen, but it's actually Omos the whole time, because Omos, he hasn't been on TV in such a long time.
Yeah, I've seen him in AAA. I haven't seen him at all on TV. It just feels like if they're bringing in someone else just to do a comedy bit, it kind of seems like it's kind of a little redundant.
And if you've seen Omos outside of the WWE, outside of what he does on TV, like he seems like a down to earth, fun guy who would fit this role perfectly. He can play that, like, you know, little goofy comedic act easily.
Yes.
Based on how he acts. I mean, he's not going to do over the top stuff, but he could actually fit in perfectly. Because I don't think the mean big guy act fits him at all. Because he doesn't seem like that. Most of the Giants don't ever seem like that outside of maybe Great Khali when he first showed up. And then at the end of making him a joke. But I think Omos is one of those guys who could easily play that fun comedy act alongside Danhausen. And I would see that would be way more fun than having Baron Corbin, no offense.
And also, like, he could do all the dirty work for Danhausen, right? You know what? Yeah. Danhausen doesn't have to get in the ring now. Yeah. Like, you said Omos in there, and he does all the work. I mean, just like the what was his name? The wrestler that came for Backlash.
Right.
He did all the work.
El Matador.
Yeah, El Matador, right? Yeah.
I remember him back in the day. And, you know, he was popping off for a while for the WWE, and then they let him go, and he had a big moment when he came back at Backlash.
They should bring both of them in. That'd be a great trio. That's all they need.
That would be sick. Big, small, and medium.
Yeah, exactly.
Big, small, and kind of very evil. I think the Clash of Paris card is gonna be stacked. I think, you know what? I think Danhausen might be another one of those pay-per-views where he reveals another thing. I think he might be a big part of this pay-per-view as well. I mean, they're already stacking up this card. Brock Lesnar's taking on Femi.
I was going to say Omos again.
Cody Rhodes versus Gunther.
Yes.
That build is terrible right now, but I think that match is going to be exciting regardless because they're two highly talented wrestlers. And Randy Orton could be involved. I'm going to keep putting it out there. I think he could be involved at the end of the day. And then the last match we finally got is Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu in tribal combat.
This is a perfect card. You know what? The Cody Rhodes thing, they kind of fixed it last week. Remember, me and you were complaining about how, like, why is Gunther, like, why would he not sign the contract? And then, what's his name? Royce Keys comes in and he's like, oh, if you're not going to sign it, I'll sign it. Yeah. It kind of made it perfect. Like, why is he wasting an opportunity like this?
It kind of just hit me right now thinking about it. I read a comment on Reddit about how when he lost to Jey Uso last year and he got choked out, that's a part of his character. His Achilles heel is he's too confident and he thinks too highly of himself in a way. And I think that's kind of what happened in this storyline, where he thought too highly of himself. He thought he was better than Cody Rhodes. He thought he deserved this match against Cody Rhodes, even though he probably does deserve it based on his win streak. But he kind of got himself put in a bad situation, and then he ends up earning this shot again just to actually prove himself. So I think that's part of his character, just being a little too cocky way too often.
I like that as part of his character because, you know what, he is the ring general, so he probably thinks himself above everybody else. Yeah. And he just thinks, oh, I'm better than Cody Rhodes.
I just hope he wins the title. I'm not going to lie. I think WWE title is his next step. And he's a heel. He doesn't need to win it at the biggest stages. He doesn't need to win it at Mania. He doesn't need to win it at SummerSlam. He can win it on a B-level pay-per-view and beat Cody Rhodes. So that's a big enough win for him to beat Cody Rhodes.
In Europe. That's perfect.
That would be, I mean, that crowd's going to be rowdy too. That's one of the best. European crowds are the best crowds in wrestling.
100%.
That's a fact. So I think he's going to be cooking in that match. And then Tribal Combat, Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu. I'm hoping that they make it a little more hardcore and they let things go wild. Because I think last time we saw Jacob Fatu in any type of crazy match was WrestleMania against Drew McIntyre. And I thought they could have gone even crazier than they did. And, you know, based on the way the WWE has been booking these B-level pay-per-views, it's better than what they were doing at WrestleMania already. Yeah. Backlash was a better pay-per-view than WrestleMania was in total. I think the same thing we're going to get here in Italy is a banger between these two. Just a war.
I feel like Roman can't win that match clean. I mean, like, he has to have help in that match.
I mean, it seems like that's where they're headed right after that segment on Raw, where Usos attacked him and just kept super kicking him. Jacob Fatu's he's got a lot to take care of. Maybe he decides to deal. Maybe he brings in Powerhouse Hobbs.
Maybe
Solo Sikoa shows up.
I feel like it just like it would destroy his character if Roman beats him cleanly, right?
Yeah.
You know, just like a month of build up for nothing.
But Tribal Combat, isn't it supposed to be like no interference or anything like that?
I thought they interfered no matter what. Remember Jimmy interfered?
Yeah. The rules on these matches make no sense.
It's no rules. It's
Bloodline rules. And it's supposed to be. They should have just done Bloodline rules instead of Tribal Combat. Because Bloodline rules is way cooler. And everybody's oh, what?
Maybe The Rock shows up.
Because Solo Sikoa lost a Tribal Combat match, right? The point of the Tribal Combat match is you acknowledge Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And he technically still doesn't. Somebody commented this on one of our reaction videos. Roman Reigns doesn't. Solo Sikoa doesn't acknowledge Roman Reigns at all.
No.
So I feel like maybe Jacob Fatu's got it. I feel like his character is way above Solo Sikoa's, and he's gonna actually acknowledge Roman Reigns.
Solo Sikoa was supposed to be Jacob Fatu before everything else.
Yeah, he was 100%. I think Jacob Fatu came and just stole his thunder.
Yeah.
They need to have Solo Sikoa wrestling like Samoa Joe.
Oh.
I call him Samoa Soul. Well, that does it for this video. Let us know what you think about everything we talked about, from Brock Lesnar to Randy Orton to Baron Corbin. Maybe Omos comes in instead from Clash in Italy. I almost called it Paris again. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.